Okay, so I've been playing War Thunder for about a year now. Started playing like at the end of January last year in 2023, and I've I've played quite a bit, right? I've also spent quite a bit, as you guys who watch my channel regularly would know. So I'm just going to go over all my tech trees from Israel down the line towards USA, and we're going to take a look at the progress that I've made for each tech tree, right? So to get things started off, for Israeli air, I, basically have nothing. Just started grinding it. Well, not even grinding it, right? Just like playing a few matches with Kafir Kennard, since I picked up this plane 50% off on with the Christmas pack sale, and it's a pretty good little jet, right? But we haven't made any real progress in the Israeli tree yet. As far as helicopters go, it's the same story, right? Haven't really touched it, besides the first starting helicopter. And for ground forces, we have a decent premium lineup. I just started researching this since I just finished up the Bijma. But we got the Shot the Cow, Magach 3 ERA, and we've grinded like one vehicle for the ground. Again, something that we started very recently, and I feel like most people don't even touch this nation. But then moving on to Sweden, right? So Sweden, we've got the Battle Pass J26 David. Again, something you're going to hear a lot talking about the premiums is we picked up these the Draken 50% off with the Christmas pack sale. We got the J9 early from the recent winter event, and again, really haven't touched the air tree too much, right? Just grinding it as we go a little bit, like just a few matches we played. Now for helicopters, I would love to have picked up the Mi-28A, but there's got to be a limit, right, with how much money we could spend in one sale. And I kind of passed that threshold a little bit here with the recent sale. For ground forces, going on to ground forces, I have to say Sweden has an insanely good 3-7 lineup. It's a lot of fun. You have the Sav, right? Just auto-loading nightmare. You've got the Sherman 3-4 with that beefy fast engine. And then you got a T-34 and a Panzer IV, right? Like, what more could you ask for at this battle rating? And then I did pick up the Vidar. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Vidar with the pack sales recently. Picked up the Leopard 1A5 over the anniversary sales, GE sale, back in November. And we got the CV90105 on a pack sale. Not this recent one, but there was one for Xbox players that was in at the beginning of December. If you guys didn't see that. And then obviously the CTZV 105 from the summer event recently. So that makes up our lineup for ground, right? Haven't really touched Sweden too much. Now, moving into a nation that I've touched. That sounded so weird. Moving into a nation that I've played a little bit more, right? Started playing this one back in November. Really stuck with it. Air tree, right? So we got this thing here, this beautiful little plane from the pack openings, from the little snowman crates. Picked up the PBY because this one looks a little goofy. It's got that little bump on the noggin, which I thought was pretty cool. So that's why we picked it up when it was on the anniversary sales. Now we've grinded a fair bit more on this one, right? Now you'll see I'm starting down on this line again because I just hadn't touched it since, I didn't expect the Mirage 4000 to get added. So that was pretty cool. And to grind it, we've been primarily using this beautiful little jet here. It's a very good premium. Picked that up over in the summer, towards the end of the summer, like in May, I want to say. And then obviously this from the recent winter event. Again, good lineup. Naval, obviously nothing. Helicopters, we've grinded a fair bit more, right? And you're like, oh, what if... Well, we've grinded that using this amazing little tiger, right, with our ground lineup. It is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Very good helicopter. It's good at a good battle rating. Because I feel like, you know, when you're at 10.0 with a helicopter, it's a very solid battle rating. At 11.3, 11.0, 11.0's meh, right? Could be go either way, but I feel like 11.3 helicopters just aren't as fun because there's just anti-air is just so powerful at that point. Not to say that it can't be fun, but it's just not as consistent as the 10.0 lineup would be. And then obviously we picked up the 2C BIS when it was on sale for the memes, right? Why? Who doesn't want a 2C BIS? Picked up a few other premiums, just random premiums here. I like to just pick up premiums as I go up in the BR ranks, right? So France, we've grinded up to like 8.0 for ground, and we're now grinding our first rank 6 vehicle. We do use the VBCI is a lot of fun, and so is the AMX-30 Super. I believe they took this pack off sale. That's why I frantically bought it this winter before, even though I couldn't get it on sale on console. Because after the sale for PC, it was, you know, done. Out the window, couldn't get it until, like, it comes back as a GE event thing. Maybe in the future, right? But would recommend picking that up because it's a solid 9.3. It works well with our 10.0. So, yeah, I play 10.0. Doesn't make much sense. We have 9.7 as our highest ground vehicle, but they're pretty much the same. Now, moving on to Italy. Italy, haven't touched the naval, obviously. Not a big naval guy. Planes, done a little bit more. Not really anything, though. Did pick up this F-104S on the pack sales at the beginning of December. So, pretty solid plane there. It's a boom and zoom. Helicopters, we did pick up the T-129 on the New Year's GE sale. Solid helicopter, a lot of fun. Plus the hangar music, like we're listening right now, plays Bella Ciao, bro. So, like, it's fire. It's a good time playing Italy. Italy has another solid 3-7 lineup. The amount of matches that I've had 14 kills in a game with the M4 Hybrid is absurd, right? It is a solid 3.7. And the Panzer IV-G, another solid 3.7. It's just got a gun that goes through, like, anything. The Beretta Battle Pass vehicle, while it's super cool, right? It's like the flak bus. It's just not as cool. It's not as good, I feel. It's cool. I didn't mean to say not cool. This thing is pretty cool, too. This little 2.7. It's very flat, pancake-looking thing, and you can sneak around with it. It's pretty funny. Again, haven't done too much. Did grind this brand new little guy. Now we're grinding the pizza delivery truck, which that thing should be fairly fun. And then we'll get this, which will be, again, a lot of fun. And then we can move on to the BTR once we get these. I think we need to grind a little bit more over here. Did, again, pack sales. I'm a sucker for deals because I know I'm going to buy them down the road anyway. So I, saved up a lot of money to spend a lot on these pack sales now that I knew they were coming. And picked up the VRCC at the beginning of December. Picked up the OF40 at the GE sale over Christmas. And we got the M60A1 Ariete from a Christmas GE crate, which was pretty cool. Got really hyped up about that. Now moving on to a probably one of the best nations, right, for ground. Call me, whatever, right? You may disagree, but I feel like it's a very strong nation at the ground, BR. Reminds me a lot of Russia. So obviously for air, we haven't played too much. We have the F100F from, I believe that was from the summer event, and the A5C, which is a amazing aircraft. Would recommend picking this up if you're thinking about grinding Chinese air. I've been meaning to get around to it. I need to grind it. And you'll see why we need to grind it here in a minute. Another thing that is super fun that I picked up on the recent sale is the Z19E, right? This thing, super good. Super good. Best anti-air helicopter in the game. right? So like, I have like 3 deaths in this and like 20 air kills. It is absurdly good, and would totally recommend, right? But you know, it's a premium helicopter. We're getting a little. Would totally recommend this thing. Would totally recommend this thing. It's a good helicopter. Great at taking down air targets. I've had clips where I've just, you know, wiped out 3 jets. One being like an F-15 trying to strafe me, right? Just barrel rolling out of the way. Because this thing's missiles are really good. Because they got that IRCCM on them. Now, for the ground. Oh, boy. The ground. Let me tell you. This has been a solid experience for ground. Now, I still have to grind out a fair bit of the tech tree because I did beeline it to get the WZ 1001 before rank 8 got added because I knew I wasn't going to be able to research it the second, you know, because now I have to research 2 more, you know, ground. So we're going down this line here. I want to get the ZTZ 99A. Obviously want to get the Tor M1 because that's just really unique vehicle. But the WZ 1001 has to be one of my favorite MBTs at top tier that I have, right? It is, you know, granted, I don't have many top tier MBTs, but this one is a super fun vehicle. I absolutely recommend it, right? Got a long barrel, great barrel velocity. The ERA is just placed really well. It's almost like a Russian tank in that regard. And even when you get lower plated, most of the time, it's this like this fuel thingy will just eat it sometimes, which is really goofy. Or you just get the ammo rack, you know, hit. But you know, it's a fairly good vehicle. Would recommend grinding China. Now, you know, we did pick up quite a few vehicles in the premium aspect. We got WMA 301 and ZTZ 96. Picked that up over the summer. And Object 122 we grinded for this. This is a pretty good pickup. I really like this vehicle at 8.7. The QN 506. No, a lot of people don't really like it too much, but those laser guided rockets are really good on this thing. Not to mention the 30mm autocannon. Obviously, the big downside being that it's not the fastest thing in the world, right? So there's that, but it is a good little vehicle. I think. Obviously, we have bit of grinding to do to catch up on the anti-air and all that other stuff in the light vehicles. But now moving over to Japan. Japan's not really a nation I like to grind. Coastal Fleet, you know, not much. You got that vehicle from the mobile War Thunder mobile challenge stuff, and yeah, you know, that's about all we got for the naval. And then for aviation, we have again picked this up with a pack sale recently. It's pretty cool, pretty good Phantom. It's 11.0, you know, nothing special. This thing, however, is awesome, right? This thing, it's pretty fun. It's very fast dive bomber, and is surprisingly well at taking out jets. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out my warthunder.mp4 video. We wipe out a Swedish jet with one of these by smacking his tail off. So, anywho, haven't really touched this air tree too much, right? It's like nothing. Helicopters, again, nothing crazy. And then as far as ground go, we haven't really touched it, right? Haven't really grinded it. The Hori prototype, I picked this up just to get a rank 4 vehicle for Japan, because I was going for that achievement on Xbox, right? To get 10 victories at rank 4. Solid thing. We had the backups for it, so it was all good. Wasn't like we were doing 1 spawn deaths or anything like that. And then, of course, we were using the Chinu 2, which, even though it's a 4.3, you can be sneaky with it. Has a lot of pen for a 4.3 because it's got that big gun. So, that's nice. And then we are obviously derping people with this thing, just overpressuring on 105 Chiha LG TV. Good vehicle, would recommend. Now moving on to Great Britain. Great Britain again. Nothing for really the coastal fleet or naval. I believe we did get some, yeah, the HMS Gay Archer from the recent battle pass. I'm sure there's a few other vehicles I missed. I think there's like yeah, like some. I'm not gonna go really over those boats because again, I don't really think anyone cares to see those too much. As for air, we got the Strike Master obviously for the recent battle pass, and picked up the F4J UK from a recent pack sale. I want to start grinding a bit more of this air because I really want to get the Gripen C. I think that'd be a cool aircraft to have. And then again, really haven't touched it much as far as air aviation goes. This stuff, you know, haven't really touched the helicopters. I do in the future when they do the next GE sale, probably next anniversary. I'm thinking of picking up the G-Lynx if it's still at 10.3 by then. It's a really good helicopter from what I've seen, and would be really cool to have it for our lineups, right? And then for ground, Britain we've grinded up to rank 5 is what we're researching now. We're researching the Falcon currently. We have these to research. I like to do, you know, research all the things I need for these ranks before I move on to the next. We picked up this thing out of one of the winter crates, which was super cool. We picked this up with the GE sale. Got this on a pack sale. Recently finished researching this like 2 days ago. And we picked up this when it came out, right? So obviously just I went from having like no premiums, right? Besides, I think my main lineup was, I was using the Centurion Mark II, and then I started using TOG 2 to grind once I got that from the anniversary event. So then that leaves us to move on to the USSR, or Russia. And again, nothing really for naval. I promise that will change, right? I promise. There'll be something in one of the naval trees. And then obviously Russian air tree. This is a nation we've grinded heavily. We have the premium Frogfoot. We have the MiG-23ML and the Su-25BM from the summer event. Now, the Russian air tree, I have to say, is probably my favorite air tree. I love the way American jets look, but as far as how things play in the game, the Su-27 flanker is a lot of fun because it's literally just a missile carrier. And I think all the missiles it carries are just slightly better than what the Americans have to offer in the game currently because there's no AMRAAMs. The MiG-29 SMT is also really good. My KD in this thing is absurd, right? It's like a 2.5 KD, and I am a mediocre player at best, right? I haven't done anything super crazy. I've gotten my fair share of a couple nukes, but nothing like Spookston or anything like that. None of that kind of crazy gameplay. But you know, it's one of my vehicles that I'm able to do quite positive in kill to death ratio wise. And I do play air realistic just for all those who are curious, right? And I'll really do arcade. This thing is a beast. I love the Yak 141. A lot of people don't know it's actually really good at turning. And you don't even have to use the VTOL mode to really utilize it. It's got good turning capability. Even without sim control or anything like that, it's really good in air. Heavily recommend picking this up if you're grinding down the Russian air tree. As far as helicopters go, we again I know we became the cursed wallet warrior. I think we're already past that point, right? But we stooped so low that we purchased the KA-50 when it was on sale this Christmas. Yeah, you know, it's a pretty funny helicopter. I don't think I've been playing it the way most people play it. I've been using it as a bomber, which is actually quite funny. I'm going to be releasing a video, hopefully in the near future. And maybe not, right? Just gathering up a bunch of clips of doing goofy stuff like bombing people with the helicopters and seeing if it's a viable method to do at 11.0. So, yeah, you know. Then we're move on to ground. Picked up the T-34 on sale because it is a meme vehicle. It's quite funny. This thing is quite a good vehicle at low BR if you're looking for something, an early grinder. SU-57. It's got a lot of pen. T-126, it's in that starter pack, which is really good. The ZUT we've picked up. This thing's a lot of fun. It's just a absurd little thing. You can wreck people's tanks with it. We are grinding the T-44 currently because we want to get to that T-90, But we only have up to rank 5 for Russia, and we're gonna move on to rank 6 once we get that this stuff grinded. I think. Then we've obviously picked up a fair bit of, or grinded a fair bit of vehicles here at rank 7. So we grinded the BMP-2M, and we grinded the T-80 UK for the squadron vehicles, and we got the 2S-38, right? Or 2S-38, whatever you want to call it. Very strong vehicle, but doesn't always get a lot of kills. You get a boatload of assists most of the time, right? Because most of the time, if you're around your teammates and stuff like that, by the time you start lighting somebody up and taking out their barrel and, you know, breach and killing their driver and all that stuff, or blowing up ammo racks or damaging ammo racks, your other teammates will come over there and pop a shot into them, which is not the worst thing, right? You still get the assist. But it's always more satisfying to get kills in War Thunder, right? Seeing that enemy destroyed or send them back to the hangar screen. And then we've got the T-72 AV, very strong vehicle. My only, you know, grudge against it is the reverse speed. It's just not fun for me to not be able to get out of dodge very quickly. But it's still a very good vehicle. Would recommend picking it up, right? It's still very strong from the ERA and the gun and the shells that you get to carry. It's very, very strong vehicle. Then we move on to Germany, right? We just have a coastal boat from some battle pass. Nothing really for the naval. Aviation, we picked up a few low tier premiums. Nothing crazy. We got the Seahawk Mark 100, which is, we picked up that for Unity Day. It's one of the it's the lowest BR plane with sidewinders. So at 8.0 it has AIM-9Bs, which is really cool. And then the MiG-21 Lazarem, we picked this up with the pack sale recently. It's a very strong vehicle. Highly recommend picking it up because I'm assuming they might be removing it from the store within a couple months, just because they recently added the Tornado IDS, and you know how Gaijin is. They don't like to keep two pack vehicles at the same rank. So would recommend this thing up if you like dogfighting and stuff like that, because it's very good at it. Then for helicopters, I haven't really touched them. And then ground. Ground is super, you know, we got this little thing from the summer event. Got that little anti-air from the starter pack. Picked up the Mini Tiger. Got the KV2. Churchill, all that stuff. Tiger 2 H Slag, just picked that up with the pack sale. Got it for a steal, right? Picked up this thing with the GE sale over November, and picked up this thing through a battle pass, and we actually used these two vehicles to unlock the mouse, right? I went hard on grinding to get to rank 5, unlock research rank 5, because we went down the Rakuten. So literally, I bought these 3 premiums and then grinded like this rank and these, or yeah, these 3 here. Then moved down to unlock all 4 of these, and then we started researching the mouse and got that in the same day. So that was, you know, pretty tiring, but it was well worth it. The mouse is such a cool vehicle. We also picked up the Term 3 here with the pack sales, as well as the Leopard 2. Now I have to say, this Leopard 2 Panzer Battalion has to be the best pack vehicle you can pick up, like hands down. If you're thinking of getting a pack vehicle up at top tier, would recommend this as being one of them. One of your top picks. It's strong reverse speed, strong frontal armor, strong guns, strong shell. Just overall, like, amazing, right? It's like an Abrams, but better in like a lot of regards. I don't really think there's a drawback to this vehicle that I know of, right? Maybe besides the fact that it gets DM23 over DM33 at 10.3, but even then, it's not that bad. And moving on to this here, we picked this up, this Lithuanian vehicle, the Vilkas, from the recent Christmas winter event. And yeah, that goes for our ground. We're currently researching the Leopard 1, which will be pretty cool. Yeah, so that is what we're doing now. And then, moving on to our last nation, we are going to take a peek-see here. So we've got this thing from some pack. It's a good little coastal boat. As far as naval goes, we just picked this up on discount for 50% off with the free pack sales. And the USS Mississippi from the winter event. Now this thing has an absurd, and I mean absurd, amount of anti-air guns on it. This thing this shoots planes out of the sky for fun, right? Absolutely an amazing vehicle. Would recommend picking this up if you didn't. Just go on, on the Gaijin market. I think would be well worth what it is, because I think it's running for like $30 right now. Well worth what you get. If you're looking for something super fun to play. I don't think I've died yet with it in naval, and it is absurd the amount of ships you destroy. This thing has big guns, lots of little ones, and then a boatload of anti-air, so you don't need to worry about things coming and strafing you. And now moving on to our final air tree, we obviously we picked up the little Russian Badger promotional vehicle. We've grinded a fair bit of air. Pretty much all of the American air. It's missing like, handful of vehicles. And we've done it with thanks to this F4S and the little Harrier. And we also picked up the A7K from I believe that was the crafting event in last spring. That was pretty cool. Picked that up. We're currently grinding the F111 Aardvark, and we are, we got all these top things. I just recently finished grinding the F15, which that thing is a lot of fun. I think the F16 is probably my favorite top tier American. The F14B is pretty fun, but I'd say this is my favorite one. And the good news is you don't have to grind all 3 F16s like I did earlier this year, because they folded these vehicles together, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, but when the F15 was, people were, speculating the F15 was coming out, I grinded this fighter line all the way down from the P-47D up to the F4E Phantom and finished that in like a matter of 5 days. Like, I was so excited. F-15 is just such a cool vehicle. And then moving on to the helicopters, we grinded 1. That's like more than the other nations. Woo! Right? Super cool. We're grinding the Little Bird currently. And we picked up this thing over this last summer. Around May, I think. It's a good helicopter. It's just 11.3 is so high, right? You got the Panseer and all that stuff on the opposing team most of the time. And they just bonk you out of the sky. Like, or you stay alive for most of the match, but it's just you firing off Hellfires and then ducking behind a mountain, and that's just not as fun, right? Not as fun to play. Constantly getting the lock warning. And then moving on to the last bit here, we have the American ground. And we picked up this M8A1 GMC in one of our snowman crates recently, which was super cool. We've obviously got the Russian Badger, and I've done something that's a little terrifying to the face of this. So we'll just quickly unveil this. That's a little scary, right? So you picked up that from the Russian Badger promo, and I think that's still going if you're interested yourself. And then we've obviously grinded a fair bit. Picked this up here with the GE crates recently for Christmas. And then we've grinded a majority of the American ground tree. Picked this up recently with when it came out, because, it's just a cool vehicle. This was the first squadron vehicle I ever unlocked. And this here is the M1 KVT, which I picked up when that came out as well. And we picked up the Wolfpack was actually one of the first premiums I picked up in War Thunder last January. And I can say it was well worth, because it helped me grind out a lot of this tree. We also got the low sap from the summer event. And we picked up this when it was on sale last Christmas as well. So that helped us grind, or not last Christmas, but last January sale. And then we've grinded a fair bit. I think we're working towards this thing. I'm not too excited about it. It's an M1A2 SEP V2, right? It's not much different from the SEP we have. But nonetheless, it's a good little vehicle. I'm more so excited about this thing here, the HSTVL. I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's all that all she wrote. That's what we've grinded so far. Obviously reached rank 100. We've hit 5,000, almost 5,700 matches in realistic. Really haven't touched arcade, and not really much of simulator. But you know, as somebody who's relatively new to the game, I have to say that I've had a lot of fun in the year that I've spent grinding on here. And you know, if you're playing any other games, or you're looking for a new game, right, because you're getting bored of the current one you're playing, if you like war vehicles, whether that be jets, planes, like prop planes, boats, wheeled vehicles, anti-airs, tanks, naval ships, I'd recommend checking out War Thunder. It's a lot of fun, and everything looks super cool. So, with that said, you know, thank you for spending the time if you watched this whole video. And I hope you guys enjoyed me on this little journey of taking a look through memory lane and seeing what we've managed to achieve in a year's time. Super excited for 2024 as far as War Thunder goes. They've got that new way to grind event vehicle, so we'll be getting a new event vehicle to grind every, I think it was like 18 days with a 30-day grace period. So every 21 days we'll have a new vehicle. It'll alternate from ground, air, and then to naval. So we'll have a lot more time to grind vehicles. But if you're looking to spend more free time, that may be an issue, right? Because there won't be a gap in between. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.